Come here. Get off. Well, Akila says it's time to get up, and we're gonna go exploring all the places that are around this Van Hook Glade campground. And you saw in the other video, if you haven't watched, this is a great area to come to. It's lots of mountains, lots of hiking, lots of waterfalls. So we're gonna see if we can find some of those. Lots of places to go. We're gonna try to get to a fire tower, and we're gonna climb some mountains. We went to dinner downtown Highlands, North Carolina, and that's a pretty cool little town. It is actually absolutely packed with people at days and nights. There's a lot of people with money here that obviously must not work. The houses on the hills are million-dollar houses at the very least. A lot of gated communities and a lot of gated mansions on the hillside. We'll try to give you a tour of all that stuff, so stay around and enjoy the nature, or to enjoy the people that live here that are pretty interesting in themselves. And by the way, I'm wearing Bikes, Boats, and Bivouacs t-shirt. Nice YouTube channel that you probably should check out if you like motorcycles and boating and fish. We'll get showered and dressed and feed Akila, and we hope to see you on the trail. Well, while we're getting showered and shaved and cleaned up, we'll talk about last night's dinner. We were driving and hiking on the way in, so we decided to stop for food. Well, we decided to chicken out and not cook. We've been running around the woods. It's about 6 o'clock. We're just going to eat out. It's what I've said. I like to eat out. We got chicken fajitas and rice and beans, refried beans with guacamole. So there were about 4 dozen places in Highland to eat out, and we picked this one because it was pretty empty, which should have told me something. But it was all right. It was rather decent Mexican food at a place called the Aztec Bar and Grill. If you Google Mountain Waters Senior Scenic Byway, you get about 15 different maps of different routes through this area. Some start before Highland and some start after. But we started at Highland, and this map was just outside of Highland. And right there outside of Highland is the Van Hook Glade campground. But if you go on through on this red line on 64 and then you move over to a couple other roads, you get all these different places, which are pretty cool, and we're going to try to get to all of them, but I'm not sure when. But for right now, we're just doing the Highland Franklin section of this Route 64. So here's what we got. Well, I was going to try to make this my campsite, but the road is closed. It was pretty cool. You can walk under it, but I think there's been a few rocks that have fallen in the last year or two, so they don't want people underneath it. Pretty incredible. And there's a great big cave that goes in there quite a ways. On the way back from eating out to camp, we went by the Dry Falls recreation area, which was packed earlier in the day, and well, there's nobody at the falls right now because it's around 8 o'clock. I didn't see any signs that said it was closed. But it's going to be dark down here So I hope it's not too pixelated. Some interesting rocks going down here. The cliff we're walking down the stairs on. They look fake. There's the waterfalls. This is one big waterfalls. It goes way down. That's a really comforting little sign. We're going under the falls. Akila doesn't want to. He's up there. Come on. He's a good boy. It's a little wet under here. There's a big cave that goes way in there. The rocks can be a little slippery, it says, which I think they are a little bit. I don't know where it goes from here. Oh, I guess it stops right here at this tree. Yeah, look at the water on the lens. Pretty neat how the trees and the plants grasp onto the rock. Every little crevice is a possible place to live if you're a plant. Very nice waterfall. It's a pretty neat place to be behind a waterfall. Pretty nice stream in front. The advantage of getting up really early and getting out on the road to see places and sightsee is that you don't see anybody else. There's nobody else up in the top of this mountain that we're going to check out. But on the other hand, we're fogged in to death, and we're hoping that it blows away before we have to come back and find other people here. But we'll have a head start anyways. Where are we? We're at the Whiteside Mountain recreation area, and it's a place, I guess, where the peregrine falcons nest on the cliffs, and it's a great big cliff area. We'll show you here on the map. There it is, Whiteside Mountain in the Nantahala Forest. This is in the middle of a, I don't want to call it a development, but a community where the houses are billion-dollar houses. I mean, every house has an automatic gate at the end of the driveway, which is a quarter of a mile long, and the house is made out of stone, and it's at least 3 stories. So this is a really neat area to drive through. So we really just came up this mountain looking at all the houses, and we saw this place. So this is pretty neat. So let's go on the trail. Akila likes to run, so we'll give him a little exercise. Here's the trail right here. Similar to the Dry Creek waterfall we saw earlier, this is a pay area. It's a $3 fee. It's free if you have the pass. Well, the stairs stopped, and we come up onto this road with signs that say, warning, cliff area, high hazards. I don't know, doesn't look all that hazardous to me. Well, we came to the fork in a road and we took the one less traveled. Is that the idea here? I'm not sure this is part of the trail, but it sure looks it. It gets Really sketchy up above though. But Keela says let's go, so we'll go. Well, this just keeps going. It's looking pretty impressive at the peak, but we're getting thicker and thicker in the clouds, and every time a little breeze blows, it rains on us because the water's you know, condensing on the tree leaves, and then it rains. So if I was doing this 3 times a week, I wouldn't be huffing and puffing quite so much. But we're not doing too bad. We're enjoying this little trek. First thing in the morning. Ooh, we got a little extra special trail building here. And Akila does not like those on his paws very much. But it's only a short way. What do you say? Think that's the top, or you think it's farther? I hear people coming up behind us. Look at that, there's a dog at the top. Pretty dog. Well, here's a teaser to keep going. The clouds are burning off a little bit. I'll put you way up in the air, you've got a better view than I do. Kila? No. See, the sun's coming out. We will be rewarded for this journey in the middle of the fog. Chestnut trees. American chestnut. Yes, they still grow. They don't last, that's all. The roots do all right, but the tree and the bark end up dying. We're still going up for some reason. This mountain is growing as we hike it. We're finally at the summit. Little evidence of glaciers. I know, this is pretty far down for a glacier. We are standing on a Pluton. Pulses of molten magma intruded into surrounding rock about 470 million years ago. Still miles underground. While continents moved, mountains formed, and magma slowly hardened into granite. Pressure and heat altered the rock to form the granite. Is that a good hike? Is that a good hike? On the very tip top of this mountain is a very big white pine. And as you can see, the top hasn't done real well, but the bottom is holding on with all its might. It's a big white pine, and it must get torn up with the winter ice storms and stuff that come up here, because they get them up on these mountains. But that's pretty impressive for that lonely white pine to be all alone up here. This is the other side of the mountain, the cliff, whatever it is, and it really looks like something that flowed here. It's like the lava or concrete or something that just was flowed here, but it's pretty cool. It's and it's very cool since it's not in the sun and it's very moist and everything, but it looks like we're on a trail that looks like it's supposed to go right across there, but it looks like it might have slid down there. I wonder if anybody was on it when it slid down there, but we found this cool general store on the way to the fire tower, and they have a nice country deli and a garden center. Cute little place. We're going to go inside and see what junk food they have. The owner of the store was telling us the history of the property all surrounded this fireplace that was built by some people that just kind of lived outside, and they all just slept around the fireplace to stay warm. And then the first dentist of the county built a house around the fireplace. And when she bought the place, that's the house, and it was no plumbing, no electricity. And she built this general store using the lumber from the original house, and she did not change the fireplace. She kept the fireplace in the middle of the store. It's a pretty neat story, and they have concerts and all sorts of neat stuff here and great food. So if you're in the area, stop by. Well, folks, as I'm finishing up editing this video, which has a lot of parts in it, took quite a while, I'm realizing I never did a closing. So I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me a comment, give me some places to go, some things to see, and what you might have liked or didn't like about this video. Subscribe if you haven't, give me a thumbs up, share. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.